We're looking at the race for continental slots, the fight for survival for all those teams down at the relegation zone. Now, with just 3 rounds left in the Nigeria Premier Football League season, Matchday 36 promises fireworks across the country. While Remo Stars have already secured the title, the battles for continental qualification and top-flight survival are far from settled. Now, from Rivers United's clash with Rangers to relegation 6-pointers involving Akwa United and El-Kanemi Warriors, every point matters now more than ever. So we'll break down what to expect and what is at stake as teams they head into this pivotal weekend of fixtures. Remo Stars against Ikorodu City, that match day 37. It will have to kick off at 3 p.m., not 4 p.m. on Sunday, May 11, 2025 in Ikenne. Now, the NPFL COO, Davison Owumi, he says the change ensures dignitaries and fans from Lagos that they can return safely in the daylight after the trophy presentation. You know that Remo Stars, they are already champions of the 2024-2025 season. Now let's bring in Pius Ahamba, a sport journalist who follows the league closely, to join us in this conversation. Pius, you're welcome to In the Game. Thank you for joining us at this time.
Yeah, always a pleasure being here, and of course, good to be back on your screen once again talking the Nigeria Premier Football League.
Yes, of course, it's good to have you back, Pius, and I'm very sure that you're proud to talk about your team in the Nigeria Premier Football League. But before I begin with you sharing your pride in your team, which teams are in best position right now to grab the final continental slots? Let me get to show you the top 6 of the Nigeria Premier Football League. It's looking like a very close call between the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th position in the Nigeria Premier Football League. But Pius, I will hand you this question. What teams do you think will grab that final continental slot?
Well, like you rightly mentioned, it's a very difficult situation in the Nigeria Premier Football League for the teams are fighting for those spots. But to be honest with you, I think that remaining one spot might just be, I know it's between Abia Warriors and Ikorodu City. Sentimentally, I want Ikorodu City. I've always said this. But to be realistic, I think Abia Warriors might just do enough to clinch that particular last spot. Now, I've looked at the games that Ikorodu City will be having. Let's also forget the fact that Ikorodu City also have the small matter of the semi-finals of the Federation's Cup, which is now called the President's Cup. I think it's probably something that might just derail them a little. But on the other hand, Abia Warriors might, if Abia Warriors win every of their game, which is not practically possible, they will just clinch that ticket. I think it's sentimentally Ikorodu City I want, but to be realistic, to be fair, I think Abia Warriors might just win. Let's also forget that Abia Warriors will be facing Ikorodu City at some point, so it's quite dicey for me looking at the situation. I mean, but yeah, Ikorodu City and Abia Warriors, I'm just in between these two teams. But yeah, I think I'll just go with Abia Warriors.
All right, you said Abia Warriors, but which of these teams, which of them is facing the toughest running? You can see how close the top 6 is.
Because of the fact that they will have to play home and away, and Ikorodu will still host Abia Warriors. Ikorodu City will probably get 3 points against Abia Warriors in Lagos. But then you can also fancy Abia Warriors to win their remaining 2 home games, which is where the problem lies. I think if they win all their home games, it now depends on how many points you can pick away from home. Abia Warriors, on the other hand, they're playing Niger Tornadoes. If I'm not mistaken, they'll play Niger Tornadoes today. If they can pick a point away, it will go a long way in helping them. And Ikorodu City, they've also shown us that they are very good travelers in the last few days. In fact, they just returned to Lagos a few days ago, and they've been touring the whole country, and they've been doing so well. So they are also good travelers. So these two teams might just have to, fight their way away from home, because yes, they can win their home games. It has been confirmed that these two teams can win all their home games, but then what do you do away from home? And that's where the big matter is. For Abia Warriors, they are facing Niger Tornadoes. If they can get the points today, it will go a long way in helping their cause to the continent.
All right, let's see the relegation threatened teams. Yes, Remo Stars already relegated from the Nigeria Premier Football League. But the bottom six has also got the same situation like the top six. Can Akwa United, Pius, or even El-Kanemi Warriors, realistically, can they escape relegation? Or is it too late to escape relegation at this time? Because you can see El-Kanemi Warriors, 43 points, Heartland, 42 points, Akwa United, 41 points. Anything can happen. If Akwa United gets to, win their game against El-Kanemi today, they'll get 44 points. And that's away from even the 15th to 20th position. Realistically, Pius, please tell me, which of them can escape relegation? Or is it too late? Which of them is it too late for to escape relegation?
The relegation battle is as heated as those fighting for the continent. I think that this is the true nature of Nigerian Premier Football League. You cannot actually predict the teams that will get relegated. I mean, you probably will even start looking at the teams who are about 15th on the log, but guys like Niger Tornadoes can still get relegated if they don't take up their games very, very seriously. I think, to be fair, I honestly think Heartland might not get relegated this season. I don't see any reason why Heartland should get relegated. This is not because they have played a very good football, but because I think they have that pedigree, big manager in quotes to see them out of relegation. I honestly don't see Heartland in the NNL next season, even though they're supposed to be there, but for beyond limits. I honestly think Heartland will survive relegation. But the likes of Akwa United, I really worry for Akwa United, to be honest with you. I don't know how they're going to see their way out of this particular position. I don't know how they want to conjure that. But I think Akwa United might get relegated. Sunshine Stars also. Heartland is one team I don't see them getting relegated. So either by way of
why do you share so much confidence about Heartland
to see them out of this mess? I think El-Kanemi Warriors will drop into that position.
Pius, please, why do you have so much confidence on Heartland?
Well, for Heartland, the confidence is coming from. I'm drawing the confidence from the manager. Let me use that word. They've in the last few games also. They've struggled in some games, but in some other games they've shown that they want to really escape relegation. I honestly think because El-Kanemi Warriors also have not been in very good form the last few games. Maybe because they've lost their manager to the national team. Maybe that's one reason. But then they've really been struggling. And Heartland, on the other hand, they probably will just find their way out of that particular position. They need to get themselves out of that position. And like the governor of the state, Governor Hopus Doniba, told them at the beginning of the season, he has actually given them the mandate to not get relegated. He said he wants to see Heartland continue to play in the Premier League.
Is that why you have so much confidence?
That he wants them to play on the continent, which you know that is realistically not possible. But I think they will just find their way out of that relegation. That's just me saying, judging by the number of games they have, where they have to play, teams they have to face, I think Heartland might just be out of that place.
All right, I'm hoping that I think you did not hear me. I said that do you have so much confidence because it is a state team? Heartland is a state team.
No, not basically because it is a state team. Heartland is a state team. Akwa United are also a state team. Sunshine Stars are there in that position. Are also on El-Kanemi Warriors, also the private teams, also owned by the government. National United, Niger Tornadoes. All these guys are state teams. I'm just looking at the investments right now.
Okay.
If you take a look at these other clubs I've just mentioned, I don't think they've invested in the squad as much as Heartland. To be fair, this is not me saying they've done so well. I'm just saying they've actually utilized the last two transfer windows very, very well. Things might not be going that way. I really understand.
All right,
but then if you look at where Heartland is coming from and then the kind of management they also do have, probably will feel sorry for Ivan Amunike and what he's been doing with the club. I honestly think, yes, he has tried to bring his voice into the squad, but maybe this is just actually maybe just a relegation and see how they can do next season. I don't see them going down to the NNL, and it would be a shame if they go down to the NNL. A big shame, to be fair.
All right. We'll be hoping to see what can play out from that relegation-threatened teams. The bottom six is looking like a battle for the fittest. So whoever survives must be that man among the boys.